27-year-old Angel Foreman is behind bars for stabbing a woman inside her home. At around 3 a.m. on Wednesday the 29th of November, authorities responded to a residence at 4640 Lemonwood Drive in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on reports of a disturbance. When officers arrived at the house, Angel was applying a shirt to the victim's chest where she had been stabbed. Angel said she stabbed the victim with a knife that was inside her kitchen. Officers found blood in different areas of the premises. Police applied a chest seal to the victim where the wound was located. Medics arrived at the scene and took the victim to a hospital in a critical condition, who underwent emergency surgery. Angel told authorities the victim got a ride to her home and started drinking and became too loud and belligerent. She said she asked the victim to leave the house multiple times. She said the victim began to beat on the door and windows of the home, trying to get back in. Angel told officers that she then opened the door and showed the victim that she called the police. After the victim forced herself back into the residence, Angel ran towards the dining room table and grabbed a knife. Angel said that when she turned around, the victim was near her, which caused her to start swinging the knife several times in the victim's direction, stabbing her. Angel was arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder and was booked into the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. The investigation into the matter continues. Evanson Moran is behind bars after fatally shooting 40-year-old Sophie Westmoreland during a dispute inside a restaurant. At just before 9 p.m. on Thursday the 30th of November, authorities responded to Fried Rice King at 7490 Old Highway in Riverdale, Georgia on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found Sophie inside the store in a critical condition with gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a local hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigators said that an altercation between the two men escalated when Evanson pulled out a gun and fatally shot Sophie. Evanson was arrested and booked into the Clayton County Jail on charges of murder and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. It's unclear what the argument was about. The investigation into the matter continues. 3 men have been arrested for dealing with fentanyl. On Thursday the 30th of November, investigators with the Metro Area Narcotics Task Force developed information leading them to 31-year-old Kohlberg's home on 93rd Street Southeast in Bismarck, North Dakota. Officers executed a search warrant and found Cole hiding in a small room behind a false wall in the basement. 19-year-old Richard Millard and 20-year-old James Washington, both of Detroit, Michigan, were also hiding and were found in a bedroom closet. Inside the room where Richard and James were located, officers found a backpack containing James's identification and more than 1,500 fentanyl pills weighing approximately 150 grams. Around $4,100 was found on a bed in the same room. Cole told officers he helped Richard and James sell the drugs locally in exchange for housing and a discounted price on drugs he himself used. Authorities said that the value of the drugs seized were worth more than $22,000. All 3 men were arrested and held at the Burleigh County Jail. Cole is charged with conspiracy to deliver more than 40 grams of fentanyl. Richard and James each face a similar charge and possession with intent to manufacture and deliver more than 40 grams of fentanyl. On Friday the 1st of December, a judge set Cole's bond at $20,000. Bonds for Richard and James were set at $50,000 each. The investigation into the matter continues. 23-year-old Om Brumbert is behind bars for fatally shooting his grandparents and uncle in a condo where they all lived. At around 9 a.m. on Monday the 27th of November, authorities responded to a unit in the Traditions condo complex on Cupola Drive in South Plainfield, New Jersey on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, they found 3 victims suffering from gunshot wounds. Dilip Kumar Brumbert and Bindu Brumbert, both 72, were pronounced dead at the scene with gunshot wounds to their heads. A third victim, 38-year-old Yash Kumar Brumbert, was found in a critical condition with multiple gunshot wounds. He was transported to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police spoke to Om, who was at the scene, and when asked about the shooting, he replied, "It might be me." Om had a gun that he bought online in his possession and said that he shot his grandparents while they slept in their bedroom. He then went to the back bedroom where he shot his uncle several times. He was arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of second-degree possession of a weapon for unlawful purposes. He remains held at the Middlesex County Jail while he waits for his case to be presented to a grand jury. The motive of the shooting is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues.